Good afternoon, everyone. This is Abe Lincoln Ability. I make a video talking about first off, I have to thank God for His grace upon my life for counting us amongst the living. Happy Sunday, everyone. Yeah, I make a video talking about an automatic jet. Uh, Fault engine selector light blinking. I think I made that video. But I discovered I actually skipped some things I felt it is necessary. It's necessary for me to talk about it. Now, like I said yesterday, that there are factors that can make your gear selection light blink. And I talk about the Kante. When it comes to blinking of lights, I talk about the gear switch and the gear. Now, let's just get it straight. In as much your gear is not faulty before. Now, anytime you see that light, don't disturb yourself, is the switch. Now, before gear can get damaged, uh, several times the gear will have been doing like that. It will not just come and the gear is bad. No, it starts from the switch. There will be signs that you see. You understand? There will be signs that you see, like blinking of lights, delaying in selection before gear will get damaged. Now, once you see those signs, it's telling you that there is an issue. Now, if gear delays, there is a complication. So the moment gear delays in selecting, you should know is a heavy burden on the gear. The gear will be working forcefully, to keep up. Now, when it start working like that, and you as a person, you are not showing, you are being unchallenged about it, honestly, it should damage the gear. Then two, the moment that light start blinking, it's telling you there is a problem. Now, what you have to do is to look for a mechanic, let him get what the problem is and get it fixed for you. Now, what I actually skipped in that video was, the moment you discover, maybe probably you are on a journey, you understand, you discover the light blinks. You have two options at that point. One, you can park your vehicle, let it cool a bit, then you move. The moment you park the vehicle, let it relax. You understand? Once the vehicle relax, you start the engine, you discover that blinking light will stop blinking. But when you start the vehicle again, after letting the vehicle to rest, you understand? Because most times when the switch get hot, you'll be seeing that blinking light. But once you leave it, let it cool off a bit, then you start it again, it will stable. The light will stable. But in the case that the light is not stable, the only choice you have is to do a manual override. You can do a manual override so that the load, the force of the load at which the gear will be driving with force to definitely reduce when you do manual override. Now, like I said earlier, the moment you spot that the light of the gear is blinking, you have two choices. It's either you park the vehicle, let it cool off a bit. Once it cool off a bit, you start again, the thing will pick up and start running. Funny enough, you might not even do like that for like months. You might not see that sign again. But what the sign is telling you is that there's an obstruction on the breathing gap of that gear, which is the filter. Now, the moment there's a blockage on that filter, definitely the path. It's just like someone closing up your nose, you understand, and your mouth. That is where you breathe with. Now, someone now close up your nose and your what's it called, and your mouth. Definitely, you will find it difficult. You will find it difficult. You get what I'm saying? So now, that is exactly the way it is. So the moment you observe it is why you need to let it cool down a bit is now there is a movement of fluid through that net. There is a movement of fluid through that net. Now, if the movement of that fluid is blocked, you understand, the oil will not be able to circulate effectively. Are you getting it? So now, once the oil is not circulating effectively, of course, it will definitely affect the performance of the gear. So now, the moment you stop the vehicle, you understand, everything, the inflow of what's it called, the reverse of the oil, everything will want to go back to their normal point. Do you understand? So by doing that, by the time the oil returns, it will need to push those blockage or whatever particles that block that net, put it off. Then when it relax a bit, you start to discover the thing will start working well. So, and once the thing pick up, it's advisable to get to a mechanic, let them service the switch for you. You understand? Let them service the switch for you. And once the switch is then serviced, you are good to go. So now, anytime you discover your gear selection is delaying, or you discover the blinking light on the gear, or you discover the vehicle doesn't move as expected, you understand, you are hearing more of the acceleration than the movement of the vehicle, you should know the gear is overworking. That is what the signs means. It means the gear is overworking. So when you decide to ignore the signs and you say, yeah, nothing, with time, it will damage the gear. It can burn the gear. Do you understand? So once we see those signs, like I said, the blinking light, once you see the blinking light, you have two options. You park, let it cool off a bit, then start. Then once the light is stable, you proceed. Then probably you park, it cool off a bit, you start, the light is still like that, you do a manual override. A manual override means you don't want the system to select the gear for you. You want to select the gear yourself. I'll be talking about a manual override where I will probably make a practical view of it so that we can have a better knowledge of how to run our automatic gear. Like I said, if you are having those issues and you park, you relax, you start again, the vehicle gear light is still blinking, best for you is to do a manual override. At least once you do the manual override, you take off the burden from the gear. The stress, it will be stress, but the stress will not be much as the system selecting the gear for you. And once you do a manual override, you'll be rest assured that it will probably take you to a safe point or a destination whereby you could ask someone to help you to do the servicing of the switch. Yeah, I think we understand very well. And I'll be talking more about the manual override. Thank you so much. God bless you and stay tuned.